Hi, welcome to my channel. Today we are talking February favorites, all the products that I could not put down this month that I kept reaching for over and over. So let's get right into it. We're going to start with skincare. I only have one thing because I don't really change my skincare up that much. So it's not often that I'm going to have, a new monthly favorite skincare item. But this is new to me. This is the Medicube PDRN Pink Peptide Serum. I bought this because I talked about the masks, the pink collagen jelly masks. I've talked about those in my hero products, in my January favorites. Like, they're fantastic. I saw someone comment on one of my videos that they had been using and loving this serum, so I decided to pick it up. It is a pink serum, and it's very lightweight. It's not heavy on the skin. It absorbs nicely. It doesn't pill or do anything strange under makeup. I've been using it morning and night. And on the nights that I use my jelly mask, I will put on a heavy layer of this first, kind of let that soak in, and then put the mask over it. You wake up in the morning with absolutely beautiful skin. I really enjoy this. Price on the Medicube products is very reasonable, in my opinion. I get it on Amazon. They do have two versions. This is a PDRN version. They do have one that is like vegan that doesn't have the PDRN. It looks nice also, but I haven't tried it, so I can't speak to that. But this one I really, really enjoy. It's been keeping my skin nice and moisturized, plump. I highly recommend picking this up if you haven't, and pairing it with the masks. I didn't want to mention the masks again this month. I mean, I say that I'm mentioning them right now, but I didn't want to go into a big, long story about those masks because I did last month and I did in my hero products, but I do still highly recommend them and this from Medicube. So that was the only skincare item that I have to talk about. Let's get into makeup. And we're going to start with foundations. And the number one foundation that I have been loving this month is the Chanel Sublimage foundation. I have a full review of this on my channel where I'm pretty much wearing this exact same makeup look. Oh my gosh, I am. I'm wearing the exact same makeup look. Anyway, this is a very Chanel heavy video because of their spring summer releases, but this foundation has been around for a long time. I only recently took the plunge and tried it out, and my goodness, is it a beautiful foundation. It's quite creamy, like it's not super thick, but it's not super thin and liquidy. It doesn't drip down. So moisturizing. It feels like you're putting skincare on your face. This applies beautifully with fingers, with a brush, with a sponge. My preferred method for all foundations is a sponge. It wears beautifully from morning till night. It does not change. It doesn't get greasy. It doesn't get dry. It doesn't crack or separate on the skin. It's an absolutely beautiful foundation. I am so incredibly happy with it. It is a fantastic foundation for mature skin. I am 51 years old. I'm wearing it today. It's radiant and glowy, but not dewy. And the finish remains the same all day. I cannot speak highly enough about it. It ought to be a beautiful foundation. I mean, for the price, I would be very upset if it were not an incredibly beautiful skin-like, skin-loving foundation. It is. It lives up to the claims. Is it worth $175? Is any foundation worth $175? I can't really answer that. I think that that could be your one foundation, right? I mentioned this in the review. I don't want to go on too long because I do have a full review where I gushed about this foundation, but I have been reaching for it over and over. It never fails me. I have tried it with many different powders, no powder, different blushes, different circumstances like daily life circumstances. It has not failed me once. I have not a single negative thing to say about it, except this. I wish that the scent wasn't there. That's it. That's all I got. And the price, of course. It would be great if the price were not so high. I still love it, regardless of the insane price tag. The next foundation that I reached for a lot this month is kind of the complete opposite end of the spectrum. I mean, kind of, as far as price goes and finish. And that is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Impeccable Matte Blurring Foundation. This is a complete 180 from this foundation. This one is although it's not super matte, it is full coverage. I mean, full coverage. Also have a review of this foundation on my channel. I use half a pump of foundation, gives me full coverage. It lasts all day. It does not change. It is not drying. This is not like Estee Lauder Double Wear. It's a creamy foundation like the Chanel. Like it doesn't run down your hand, but it just, look at the, I mean, like, the coverage on it is insane. The wear time on it is insane. A matte foundation that on my 51-year-old skin does not dry me out. It doesn't make me look older. It doesn't like suck the life from my skin. It still has kind of a radiance about it, not a glow, but it's not a flat matte. That's all I can say. It's a really nice looking matte. And this again is a foundation that looks the same from morning till night, and it does not make me look older. It's the foundation that I reach for when I want a perfected look. Like if I'm planning to wear a red lip, or, you know, I want my skin to look perfect, this is the foundation that I reach for. And by perfect, I mean no flaws, no discoloration, no, it even smooths out your texture. This is, and this is kind of a spoiler alert, I am testing out the new Lawless foundation, the plumping foundation. That foundation and this foundation to me are very similar, but I like this one better. It just sits nicer on my skin, but they remind me of each other. I'll get into that more in my Lawless foundation review, but this foundation is fantastic. It's $46, so it's a quarter of the price of this one almost. Beautiful. It's a beautiful foundation. If you can find your shade, and I do, like I said, I have a full review on this. I go into the shades a little bit more in that video. The shade that I have is 1.5. My shade in the Chanel is BD21. The next product that I want to talk about, this is kind of cheating, only because I haven't had it very long. In fact, I don't even think the video where I haul this and try it on is up yet on my channel. But in my defense, I have owned it before and still own it in a different color. I just picked up another shade in it that matches me better this time of year. That is the Calliray Hideaway Concealer Corrector. They released a couple of new shades. Now, the problem that I had with this product up to now is that they didn't have a shade that matched my winter skin. They had a pink that was way too light for me and just kind of turned gray under my eyes. And they had a really light yellow, which also didn't work. And then they had like deeper shades. And in the summer, I could get away with those deeper shades, but they released a couple of shades for like light skin. This is the shade Radiant. They also have one that is more neutral tone. This is a pink. And ordinarily, I am not a fan of pinks under my eyes. This one, for some reason, works. These Calliray color correctors, the texture on them, they're so thin, they melt into the skin. They do not accentuate any dryness or crepiness. In fact, they're hydrating under the eyes. They do not crease. I'm wearing it today with something else that I'm going to get into next. It is a beautiful concealer. Now that kind of the pink under eye thing is, I guess, trending a little, and I do kind of find it to be flattering, right? Not a bright, bright pink. This is not a super brightening shade on me. The Calliray concealers, if you can find a shade that matches you and, you know, use it as a concealer, I wouldn't layer anything over this, because the older you get, I think the more things you layer and the more things you have under your eyes, the more potential there is for creasing. Like this just doesn't crease. Doesn't crease. It looks fantastic from morning to night. It doesn't change. It's a great product. And it's very reasonably priced. It comes in glass. It's so good. So I highly recommend, like, go in the store, swatch it, look at it, play with it, see if you can find a shade that matches, because the formula is so good for mature eyes. And to go along with that, the product that I have been using to set my under eyes the most this month that I cannot stop reaching for is the About Face powder. This is the Curtain Call setting powder. I have mine in the shade Finale, which is pink. It is quite a pigmented pink, but it's so finely milled. It just feels so soft. This powder is so nice. They have several different shades. It's not just pink. I love the packaging. It kind of sits on this little acrylic tray here. I don't know. I like the packaging. It feels nice. And then it has a net in here to keep it from spilling out all over the place. Really nice powder. I got it at Ulta. They have several different shades. This is not the only shade, but I love setting the Calliray or any concealer really with this powder. This has been my go-to setting powder for under my eyes, and it does not crease or make me look older or dry out my under eyes. It's really, really nice and a fantastic price at Ulta. So there are two like contour slash bronzer products that I reached for over and over this month, pretty much excluding everything else. And those two products are the Charlotte Tilbury Contour Wand and the Rare Beauty Contour. I'm going to start with the Charlotte Tilbury. This is my first time trying this product. Now this on me, this is the shade Fair, is not a contour. It's more of a bronzer shade. It blends out quite warm, but it's an excellent like bronzer on me, right? It does sculpt to the face, but it's not giving you the look of a shadow like a more cool toned contour product would, but it is a beautiful finish on the skin. It blends out so well. It's so easy to use. I mean, it's a gorgeous product. I don't know why it took me so long to try this. I think because like the sponge tip applicator kind of weirded me out or whatever, but it's super easy to use. Like I just dot it on my face instead of dragging it. And so for some reason to me, that feels a little more hygienic. I don't know. That's how my brain works. I can't explain it. Honestly, this isn't much different than a doe foot. You know what I mean? Except this is exposed to air and a doe foot is only exposed to air as long as you're, but it goes back in the container. So I don't know, maybe a doe foot is worse. I don't know. You tell me. But this product is so good. Go hand in hand with that is the Rare Beauty Contour. My goodness, is this beautiful. Now, I have mine in the shade Mellow. I knew when I ordered this that it was warmer than the other shades. I was totally fine with it. Here it is next to the Charlotte Tilbury. Here are the two shades. This is the Charlotte Tilbury and the Rare Beauty side by side, so you can see them. They're both quite warm. This is the Charlotte Tilbury, and this is the Rare Beauty. Surprisingly, the Rare Beauty is more neutral than the Charlotte Tilbury. That was so surprising to me because I don't know. I wasn't expecting the Charlotte Tilbury to be so warm, but it is. It's got a very, very warm tone, but it's beautiful on the skin. It blends out so easily, and so does the Rare Beauty. This Rare Beauty contour is so easy to work with. I do the same thing, just dots, like 2 dots on the forehead, 2 or 3 dots on the cheek. You blend it out. You've got time to blend them out. They don't sit down quickly. They don't stick and leave patches. They're so incredibly easy to work with. And on me, they kind of serve the same purpose. Charlotte Tilbury is a little warmer, but they both blend out quite warm on me. Neither of them give the look of a shadow on my face. They're more bronzy, more warmth, but they're beautiful. It's hard for me to pick one over the other as far as, which one is better. I like both of them for different reasons. I will reach for the Charlotte Tilbury if I'm going for a warmer look, and I'll reach for the Rare Beauty if I want, a less warm look. But I guess if I had to recommend one over the other, I think it would be the Rare Beauty just based 100% only on price. The formulas to me are very similar. They're both very thin, very easy to blend. They give you plenty of time to work with them. But this one you get 0.5 ounces and it's $28. This one is 0.4 ounces, which is still a lot of product for a contour product, and it's $42. So this is a better value in my opinion, but they both perform very, very well. Can't pick one formula over the other. I think they're both fantastic. They're both equal. It's just this one is a little less expensive. I have 3 blushes to talk about. This is a very Chanel heavy favorites for me because I picked up so many Chanel products this month and really, truly fell in love with all of them. So the first blush that I want to talk about is the Chanel Camelia Futura blush. This is the blush of my dreams. Truly everything that I could want in one blush. It's got a cool pink, or, it's not super cool, but it's got a cool pink. It's got a warm pink. It's got like an orangey terracotta type shade. These mixed together make the most beautiful coral blush. Such a beautiful summery spring, vibrant, like wake up your face, make you look healthy, make you look alert, make you look like you got 12 hours of sleep last night. It's such a nice blush color. It's everything that I want in a blush. This formula has it. It's thin on the face, right? It's a thin powder. It's sheer. And what I mean by sheer is there's no white in it. So it makes it more versatile for skin tones because it doesn't have like a white backing pigment to it. I have it on my face right now, very lightly mixed with another blush that I'm going to get into. It smells like a Chanel blush. It's got this beautiful embossing that I've pretty much ruined by swatching it. I like the embossing, but you know, that's not like a huge deal to me. The actual blush color is what I love so much, and the formula. It's very matte, and I mean like very matte, but it's not drying, and it just makes your cheeks look airbrushed. It's incredible. I highly recommend this blush. If you can find this blush, it is limited edition. I think it's gorgeous, and I think it would work from the fairest to fair to pretty deep because of the sheerness, like I said, the sheerness of the tones and the versatility of these colors. You know, I think if you stay up here in the top, you're going to get a little bit lighter look. If you stay down here in the bottom, you're going to get a little bit darker look. So like this right here is the top portion of the palette, those top two colors, and then this is the bottom portion. Like this is cooler, this is warmer. You do have some versatility here. The top here is like the warmer colors. This is them all mixed together, and these are like the top two cooler colors. I did these opposite. I should have swatched them differently. But anyway, absolutely stunning blush, absolutely stunning blush formula. It is everything. It is hard for me to not use that blush, like to reach for other blushes because it does everything that I want it to do. Love it. And the next blush that I want to mention is also a Chanel blush. I have a video on this as well. I'm wearing this exact same look in it. This is the cream to powder blush. This is the shade Beige Eclatant. It's not a beige. To me, it's like a peach. So here is the Beige Eclatant shade, next to the Camelia shades. And it's more like peachy neutral. And it's exactly what I wanted to go with a mint green eye. I really love a mint green eye. I've been searching for like the perfect shade of mint green, which we'll get into. But this blush is exactly what I wanted to kind of complement that. I am wearing it today. I have it down like as a base kind of everywhere. What I mean by everywhere is just like in a broader area. And then I have the Camelia on top of it, a little more concentrated, but I am wearing both of those blushes today, and I absolutely love both of them. This formula is so easy to work with. It's cream to powder, but it feels, you know, like to me, it feels like a powder. It feels like a really creamy powder more than a cream blush, but it blends out so well. A lot of time cream to powder blushes, I find them kind of hard to blend, kind of hard to work with. Not this. This formula is so easy to work with. It's such a light buildable formula. It's exactly what I wanted it to be, and I love it. I hope that they come out with more shades in this formula because I would love some true nudes. Highly recommend this blush formula. And then the last blush that I want to talk about is the Natasha Denona High Blush. This is in the shade Fresh Mauve. I have featured this on my channel a couple of times because I absolutely love it. This was the only color in this release that really spoke to me. The majority of them, to me, all look like different depths of the same shade. Even in store, when I looked at them, they all kind of look the same, and they were very like vibrant pinks, which beautiful. But I wanted something a little different. This is a little warmer. I don't know, is it showing? There we go. You can kind of see how warm it is. This is called Fresh Mauve. To me, it's not mauve. It's a little more warm than a mauve. It's so creamy and pigmented. And the shade is beautiful. It's like a warm mauve, you know, more like a rosewood shade to me. Beautiful color, blends out so easily. You can apply these blushes with your fingers, with a sponge, with a brush, and they work well with everything. Cream blushes, especially one that's this creamy, you know, I'm always concerned that they're going to eat through whatever is under them. This doesn't. It's worked with every foundation I've put it on top of. No complaints. It's a beautiful formula. And then this, the highlight shade, while this shade is too deep to be an actual like highlight, like a brightening highlight, it's right here next to the blush. It's like a goldy peach and it just works beautifully on top of the blush. I could definitely use this as a blush alone. So I love that in this one palette, this fresh mauve, I have two blush options, actually three, because I can use this one alone, or mix them together. What I usually do is mix them together. Like I'll put this one down and put this over top to make this a glowy blush. I use this as I would a highlight, like a blush topper. This is a highlight that does not melt your makeup. I have not had much luck with highlights because almost all of them that I try eat through my makeup. Not this, beautiful. I hope that she releases more colors because I will be snapping them up. I love this blush formula. It is quite possibly my favorite cream blush formula. All right, so let's get into eyeshadows. I have two eyeshadow products that I want to talk about. I have some more that I am working on that I love, but I haven't spent as much time with them. So for now, we are going with these two, and they are both Chanel products. The first one that I want to talk about is from the spring collection, and it is called Menthe. It means mint in water. This color right here is the mint green of my dreams. It is so beautiful. I'm wearing it right now. I have an entire video pretty much dedicated to this makeup look. I love it so much. Look at this eyeshadow. Oh, it's so pretty. So pretty. Such a stunning shade. Here it is on my wrist. I love this paired with a peach cheek or a coral cheek or even a red cheek and a red lip. This eyeshadow shade, although it looks like, oh my gosh, it's a mint green or it's a green, it's scary. It's not. It goes with, you can pair it with anything. It's a beautiful one and done eyeshadow. You put it on your eyes. I mean, for me, I'm doing a wing liner because I always do a wing liner, heavy mascara, any blush, any lip shade, and you are done. And it is a whole look. And it's so easy. I put this on with my finger on my lid, and that's it. That is the only eyeshadow that I have on my eyes. When I wear that eyeshadow, it's the only eyeshadow I use. Now, I will put my bronzer or blush in my crease just to kind of tie it all together, but I don't use any other eyeshadow. It's a one and done for me, and it's very vibrant and eye-catching. It looks like I've put in some effort, and I haven't. It's the easiest eye look that I do, and I love it. I love it. And the eyeshadow itself performs really, really well. This is the first time I've bought a single shadow from Chanel, and I really, really like this formula. I really do. And in particular, this color. And I'm kind of sad that it's limited edition because it's such a perfect green for me. Anyway, can't put this down. I'm so glad eyeshadow is back, and I'm so happy that I picked this shade in particular up this month. And the next eyeshadow that I have been loving this month and cannot put down is also a Chanel eyeshadow. This is the Chanel Utopia Quad. This is limited edition. This is from the Camelia Futura collection. I don't know if it's out yet online, but it is available in Chanel boutiques. And this palette is something special to me. I've never really got on with Chanel quads. They don't really speak to me, but this one is different. And the reason why, I mean, honestly, the main reason is this shade right here. I'm wondering if you can see how many different tones are in that shadow. In person, it looks pink. It doesn't look pink on the eyes. And in the boutique, it looked pink. And I was kind of afraid of it. It doesn't translate that way on the eyes. Here's the sad thing is that, like, look at this palette. I have not had it that long, and it just looks absolutely wrecked. Like, you can no longer see the beautiful design. Like, it's gone. The shades in here, they're beautiful. And the great thing about them is that you can mix them with other things in your collection and, you know, top them, whatever. So let me get you some swatches. This pink shade, oddly enough, when I got this palette, I was like, I'm never going to use that pink. That's the one shade I'll never use. And I have a video on this collection up where I do a whole eye look and I use that pink in my crease to kind of warm it up. It's beautiful. I would have never thought to do that, but it worked so well. Now, this white shade, it is a duochrome. Out of all the shades in here, it performs the least good in my opinion. Now you can build it up, but it feels drier than the other shades and a little flakier. But this duochrome, I mean, this is wild to me because like I'm swatching it here and I'm seeing pink. I'm like pretty positive that when I watch this footage back, it's not going to look pink. It just shifts so many colors. It's got blue, it's got pink, beige, it's got purple, and then there's a sheeny kind of taupe shade. That's all those shades swatched. They're so pretty, so pretty. I can't stop reaching for this. The eye look that I did in my review of these products and demo is the eye look that I have been doing. If I am not doing this, I'm doing that eye look. It's such a beautiful, brightening, uplifting. I don't even know how to describe it. It makes you feel healthy and vibrant. I think they are truly unique, truly something special, not something that I expected to see from Chanel. This shade is disappointing, this white one. Part of me wants to tap it on my eye and see what happens. No, I don't want to do that because I don't want to look in the look. Like, I think it has potential. You know what I mean? Like, I think you pop that on top of any eyeshadow to like transform it. I think it would be a really nice transformative shade. You have options in that palette. If you can get your hands on it, I think you would love it. And I think that this is something that will work for multiple skin tones, multiple ages. The eyeshadows sit beautifully on mature skin. Like, highly recommend these. Okay, and the eyeliner. Speaking of wing liners, I love doing a wing liner. Like I've said before, it's just who I am as a person. I love a wing liner. The eyeliner that I have been reaching for this month has been the Nars Climax eyeliner. This is really good. I picked this up not really expecting much, if I'm being honest. But it's got this interesting brush tip where, I don't know if you can see that. On one side, it's really thin. And then on the other, it's a little thicker. You can turn it one way and do a thicker line and turn it the other and do a thinner line. So you have options with this one eyeliner. Like, you can get very precise, or you can use the broader side. Even though it's a brush, it's just shaped different and fill in the wing. So I have found this super easy, super quick and easy. It has not dried up yet. This has lasted me 5 or 6 weeks. Shows no sign of slowing down. It lasts all day. It's matte. Love it. It's what I have on today, and I can't stop reaching for this. For brows, it's the Westman Atelier Bond Brow. This is just such a perfect brow color. It's kind of hard to swatch a brow pencil. What's the point of swatching a brow pencil? I don't know, but there it is. That's the shade Bark. It's a perfect color for my eyebrows. I'm not wearing it today. I'm wearing the Victoria Beckham. I think it's my second to last day. It's going to be gone tomorrow. I'm just kind of trying to use that one up. But this one is so nice because it's such a big pencil. Like, I can do my brows in no time. I love this. I've been doing a number of different lip colors, but the lip pencil that I have used the most is Cool Spice by MAC. This is so good. It goes with everything. It goes with, not everything, but it goes with everything that I am wearing. It's such a versatile color. It's like a beigey mauve shade. It's like a mid-tone, mid-depth. You know, it's not super light and it's not super dark. It's just like the perfect lip contouring color that goes with most of my lip products. I absolutely love it. I am wearing it now. I'm wearing it with the Chanel Rouge Cocoa Bomb in Tender Peach, and I really like it, but it also goes with my other new Chanel lip color. I mean, it goes with pretty much anything I am putting on my lips except a red. I really like the color of this, and the MAC lip liner formula is such a good lip liner formula. I had forgotten how good these were. I'm sure that you've probably seen this release or heard of it, but I highly recommend Cool Spice. Very versatile. Formula is fantastic. Can't say enough good things about Cool Spice. And the last beauty product that I want to talk about is a drugstore mascara. That is the Maybelline Firework Mascara. This is the Electro Black shade. It's a very intense black. It has this super flexible wand that made me think that this mascara was going to be a flop, but it's not. It's so good. This gives you an insane amount of pigment and volume and length. I mean, can you see how tiny, how short those bristles are? They're like microscopic. Because of that, they really get into your lashes and lift them up and hold them up. And this stuff does not flake, does not smudge. It's kind of hard to remove. That would probably be the biggest con to it. I have a hard time getting it off my lashes, but it just works so well on the eyelashes. It does such a great job. And it's like $10. This is a really nice drugstore mascara. So that completes the beauty products. I do have one TV show that I want to talk about, and I haven't really talked about a TV show. Ordinarily, I would talk about a book. I haven't had time to read a book, and let me just show you why. The reason why I haven't had time to read a book is because of this little fellow. His name is Winston. So this is the reason why I haven't been reading any books. He's the sweetest fella. He keeps me busy though, so I haven't had much chance to read or do a lot of anything. But I have been keeping up with a TV show. I have to talk about it, and you have to tell me if you're watching this TV show. The TV show is called SeVeRaNcE. It's on Apple Plus. If you are not watching SeVeRaNcE, you have to watch SeVeRaNcE. Okay, I say that. Let me give some caveats here. If you like David Lynch, if you like the lore of the back rooms, if you like mysteries, if you like Twin Peaks, Lost Highway, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, if you are into shows that keep you guessing, that don't spell out the details for you right away, the best thing I can say is if you like David Lynch, because David Lynch loved a mystery. Rest in peace, David Lynch. I love David Lynch. That's also a monthly favorite. David Lynch. I'm not a fan of many things. I was a fan of David Lynch. Back to SeVeRaNcE. It is the most interesting show that I have seen in a very, very long time. If you like a TV show that is steeped in mystery and lore and Easter eggs and hidden meanings, cinematography is fantastic. The score is fantastic. The acting is superb. Like, this show is one of the best shows that I have seen in years. Even when the first season, it's on season 2 right now, when the first season dropped, when I watched that first season, I was like, this is the best TV show I have seen in a decade, more than a decade. It was so good. Now we're on the second season and it is just as good. Now it hasn't concluded, so I can't say as a whole whether or not the season was better than the first season, but I can say that it has my full attention. Every week I look forward to that show. It's that good. It's a show that I make time for. And I'm not much of a TV person anymore. I mean, I love trash TV like the next person. I'm not like somebody who's like, oh no, I'm too good for TV. I just like, there's not one that has my attention in the way that SeVeRaNcE has my attention. It is a show that you can really sink your teeth into. You can invest a lot of brain power if you wish, or you can just watch it as a TV show and still appreciate it because of the fantastic acting, the cinematography is exceptional. The acting is exceptional. Everything about this show, shot to shot, frame to frame, from start to finish, is exceptional. And if you're not watching it and you like any of the things that I mentioned, I highly, highly suggest that you take a look at SeVeRaNcE. This last episode, episode 7, was very heavy on the Lynch. I need to know if anybody that watches that show got the same vibes that I did. It was like SeVeRaNcE mixed with Lost Highway, mixed with Inland Empire, mixed with Twin Peaks. David Lynch influence was so loud in this episode. I'm wondering if anybody else caught it. I'm sure they did. But I love David Lynch, and the impact that his style and his artistry had on the world of film and art and music will be felt forever. And I love to see it. I love David Lynch. I'm so sad that he passed. And I love to see his influence live on in TV. And it seems to be living on in SeVeRaNcE, and I'm here for it. So let me know, are you watching SeVeRaNcE? What do you think of SeVeRaNcE? Let's talk about it. And that wraps up. Oh, Here's my little doggy. Okay, we got 2 dogs here. That wraps up my February monthly favorites. Thank you so much for watching this video and spending some time with me today. I would love to hear from you. What are the products that you loved most this month? Drop them in the comments and let me know if you're watching SeVeRaNcE. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Until then, please take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.